Hey, it's Paul Ingram. Today we're taking a look at some of the fighting techniques on the tabak tayok, or also known as the Nunchaku or the Nunchucks. And the only way that you can get good and proficient at the skills of this weapon here is that you have to make sure you have a pair or two of nunchucks. So my good friends over at Karate Mart have an awesome variety of nunchucks. Here I have my regular just ball and chain nunchucks. I like these. You can also get more of the traditional pair with the cords. A little bit more silent, a little bit more traditional. And then there's also these tiny little kind of travel size, pocket size that you can use as well that are great for when you have to travel. That's what I like using these for. And you kind of have to just keep them like in your bag or something like that, and you want something small and lightweight. But I have some links in the description below. Go check out my friends over at karatemart.com and check out their awesome assortment of nunchucks that you can choose from. Not only do they have great quality nunchucks, but they have great customer service as well. I don't carry nunchucks at my online store, so I want to make sure I'm supporting my good friends over at Karate Mart as well. So head over there, grab a pair. If you already have a pair, let's go ahead and get to today's training. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel, share this video, leave me a comment below, and give me a thumbs up for the scenery if you like training outside like I do. Let's go ahead and get on into it. First thing we gotta look at is gripping the nunchucks. There's a lot of schools of thought on the technique or method of gripping nunchucks. There's two types of chuckers really. There's the more artistic or theatrical type of chuckers, and they're gonna grip it anywhere from the middle or closer to the chain. Okay? And they're gonna be doing a lot of kind of spins and wraps and all kinds of that really cool stuff. I love that stuff. I like practicing that stuff. I think it's really cool, and it does have its benefits. Maybe not fighting benefits, but it does have benefits with learning some handling of your weapon, learning that sensitivity on the weapon, and just getting familiar with the different positions of the chucks. Then there's the other school of thought, which is the more practical fighting combat school of thought of the nunchucks, and they hold it from the middle or anywhere down with the mindset of getting that full extension and the full velocity of the nunchucks. I like holding it roughly in the middle, but again, you know, it might vary, especially if you're working, you're switching and stuff like that, then you can always adjust where you want to grab the chuck. Train all the different methods, okay? Train them all, see what works best for you, what you enjoy, and how you feel good with the nunchucks in your hand. So now that we understand the gripping methods of the chuck, let's go ahead and get warmed up with some switches. So from here, we're gonna come over the top, we're just gonna switch it right here. I'm gonna grab it underneath, whip it up, and grab it underneath. Right here. Okay, let's just kind of get about 10 or 20 of these and just get warmed up. All right. Now the main thing with this video for today is that I want to focus more on the fighting techniques with the nunchucks, not so much the flashy, fun, artistic techniques on the nunchucks. We'll do that in some upcoming videos, and if you want to see that, if you want to learn that here, then leave me a comment below on that and we'll add some of those in. So the very first movement, the first technique, this is our verticals, and I like this one because we can train, there's a bunch of different methods that we can train that I teach here, but in the very beginning, we're going to go ahead and smack it down and then smack it back up. I want you to learn the basic rebounds. We're going to come down, get the chain or the top of the nunchuck to touch your hip, and then bring it up, and then get the chain or the top of the other chuck to touch your tricep, just like that. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, smack down, and then smack up under the chin, just like that. And keep the left hand right here at your plexus. Pretty classical position in Kali for that left hand. Okay? That's the first method of technique 1 that I want you to work. The second method, we're going to work on catching it. So we're going to smack it down and lock it, trap it, catch it underneath our armpit. And then we're going to smack it up and catch it with our hand just like we did in the warm-up. So this is kind of variation B on technique number 1. Now you're going to see that you can train this and keep it close like this. It's kind of more of like the artistic side. or you can project it out. Okay? Project it out, project it out, project it out, project it out, as if you're gonna hit somebody. And so you could train both of those, but again, if we're focusing on that combat, I want you to think smacking somebody. Whichever method that you're gonna use, the rebounds or the catch. Yep. Technique number 2, we're gonna take a look at the horizontal strikes this time. Now we're gonna strike it and strike it. Strike it out just like this. You can strike it high to the head. You can strike it to the middle, going to the elbows, the ribs, the hands. You can even strike it low to the knees. Take out your opponent's ability to run away or escape from your fury. Yep. Right there. Now we have 2 chamber positions that we can go to. We can go under the left arm, or we can go on top of the left arm at the humerus. And you're gonna notice that the chain, right where that chain meets that ball bearing, that's what I'm allowing it to touch my body with, whether I'm going under the arm or over the arm. So the nunchuck's gonna wrap around the body. You don't wanna hit yourself with the end of the chuck. That's where all that force and velocity and power is at, and that's when you end up hurting yourself. All right, so just get a couple of these horizontals in. Over the arm, we'll call that variation 1 or A, and then get a couple under the arm, variation B. And again, you can train it more theatrical, where you're kind of keeping it closer to the body, or think more combat mode like I like, and you're gonna swing it out like you're hitting someone. Technique number 3, we're gonna move on to the diagonal strikes, and we're gonna go into what's called the downward figure 8. We're making a big X in front of the body. So in Kali, we refer to this angle as our angle 1, and we refer to the backhand angle as our angle 2, just like that. But we're gonna keep it tight and keep it moving just like this, out in front of us. Okay? So we got our 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just get about 10 to 20 of these in. And then you can trap it. Then we move on to technique number 4. And we're gonna go upward figure 8 this time. This is our angles 3, we call our angle 3, which is the forehand upward diagonal, and then the angle 4, which is the backhand upward diagonal. Let's tighten it up, and then we'll get it going, just like this. Let's get about 10 to 20 of these in. Make sure that this left hand's not dangling down here. You don't want it dangling out here where it's gonna get hit. Keep it right here, sucked in at the plexus, but keeping it ready. So if you wanted to catch it. Yep. So you got technique number 3, which is downward. Then we can rebound it, go back into technique number 4, which is upward. And then you can rebound it and go back down into technique number 3. Rebound it and go back up into technique number 3 or number 4, just like that. So you can play around with those. Technique number 5. I want to make sure you guys have the circular motion of the chucks as well. So we're going to come over the head, and then we're going to come across by the body, just like that. Notice how it's ending on that horizontal rebound right there. And then we're going to come back around on the backhand side, around the head, and then all the way back around. So that's technique number 5. 1, 2 on the forehands, and then 1, 2 on the backhands. Again, you can keep it tighter if you're doing more of like a artistic, theatrical type of chucking, or if you were, think about like you're hitting somebody, which is more like the combat, practical fighting application of the chuck, just like that. Once we practice these 5 techniques, these are the first 5 techniques I like to teach all of my students when we're working on the tabak tayok, which is the Kali term for nunchucks or nunchaku. I'll have the spelling of that in the description below if you want to check that out. But once we work it on the right hand, now we got to switch it over and work everything on the left hand. So let's recap on the left hand. Technique number 1, we've got the verticals. Okay, you got the different methods of rebounding, and there's different ways we can rebound, and I'll teach that in some other videos, give you guys all the different methods. Okay, and then we have the second version of this, which is the catching. Catch with the armpit, catch with the hand. Armpit, hand. And again, we want to be smacking out. Or rebound it. You can mix it. Rebound, catch. Rebound, catch. Rebound, catch. Technique number 2, horizontals. Then we got those 2 chamber positions. On top of the arm, under the arm. Okay? Technique number 3 was the downward figure 8, or the big X in front of the body. Technique number 4 is upwards. And the technique number 5, this was the circular around the head. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Just like that. So you can smack the head, smack the hands. Smack the hand, smack the head. Smack the head, smack the knee. Smack the knee, smack the head. Okay? And then you go back into your exchanges, just like this, and then you can start working it on the other side. And you have a great, complete nunchuck little training session that you can put together with these 5 techniques, plus our warm-up switching. Master these techniques. This is the basics that I start all of my students on when we're training the tabak tayok, or the nunchaku. Once you have these down, let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and then we'll go ahead and advance our nunchaku techniques together. Just let me know in the comments below, and we'll do that in a future video. Make sure to visit my friends over at karatemart.com. Go order yourself a pair or 2 of nunchucks. They have great selection, high quality nunchucks, great customer service. I have the links to their store in the description below. If you want to further your training with me personally, you want me to be your Kali coach, head over to kalicenter.com, got the link down below, and go check out my online school, and I'm happy to see you on the inside of there and continue your Kali training. I'm signing off on this video, and until next time, go have fun, get outside, let nature be your Kali dojo, and be careful. Don't knock yourself out when you train with your nunchucks. I'll see you guys soon.